So here is another school paper where the student used first person and second person case. So you need to get rid of all first person case and stick to only third person case in order to have a more professional tone. So here you have the consequences of not having gun control in America and how that affects our society. So you need to get rid of our, because that's first person case. So the consequences of not having gun control in America and how that affects American society. Legal measures need to be taken for the sake of the future. To reduce gun violence, there needs to be a law in place to prevent certain individuals from getting their hands on a firearm. A more extensive check needs to be in place for gun control to make it harder for criminals or people with mental issues to get guns so easily. Policies need to be revised and help with this issue immediately. Gun control is a necessity in America because minors are able to get their hands on guns, and people with health issues can get their hands on guns, and kids are being traumatized by school shootings. So this thesis statement needs to go back up with the introduction paragraph. It doesn't need to be its own paragraph. Gun control is a necessity in America because minors are able to get their hands on guns. There should be consequences for those who leave guns unattended or at the reach of minors' hands. The guns should be, so here instead of saying they, you should say guns should be put away in a locked safe, away from anyone other than the owner. Having more gun control means having stricter laws and more security. Gun laws should be stricter when purchasing a gun and make the buyer aware if a minor or anyone else gets their hands on their registered gun, they will be held accountable no matter what. By having stricter gun laws will ensure it will be more likely there will be fewer casualties. So instead of saying less casualties, fewer casualties. Less deaths are better than more deaths. People with mental issues can get their hands on guns. Anyone around the nation is able to purchase a gun without having to be cleared by a healthcare professional. People should be mentally stable to even be considered to have access to a firearm. This process not only puts a mental health person at risk, but also others around them. As we have seen on television, so here you need to get rid of we. So as everyone has seen on television, mass shootings at schools, churches, and local businesses are occurring all over the United States. These types of issues are very hard to control, but should be highly considered and looked at very closely. Children are being traumatized by school shootings, resulting in post-traumatic stress disorder. A place, school, so here you could write, school is a place where children are supposed to feel safe and not feel threatened. So here you want to get rid of many of us parents. So you want to get rid of us, and you want to get rid of we. So you want to get rid of any occurrences of first person case. As a result of all the mass school shootings, we would say, so then you have to get rid of we would say, school safety is no longer considered S1. More security with trained personnel needs to be set in place to keep our children safe. So here you need to get rid of we and our, and you would say that school safety is a number one priority. Security with trained personnel needs to be put in place to keep children safe. So you notice how I got rid of the our. So trained personnel needs to be set in place to keep children safe. Children seeing their teachers shot to death in front of them and losing their classmates results in post-traumatic stress disorder. Parents drop off their kids, never thinking it will be the last time they are going to see them. So this issue has been going on for years, and we have done nothing. So here you got to get rid of we. So gun violence is an issue that has been going on for years, and more gun control laws need to be passed. So that's what you do to get rid of we in this case. Families have lost their loved ones, and that is truly heartbreaking because it could only happen because everybody says it'll never happen in their community. So here you would say everybody, you get rid of our and us and our, and then you're going to write in third person case. So everybody thinks it would not happen in their little community. That's third person case. And then here, people with mental issues should not be able to have guns. Minors should not be able to have guns. And kids are being traumatized by school shootings. And so gun violence needs to be addressed and considered as the life of, and then you will get rid of our, as the life of America's children are at stake. And so gun control means stricter laws, more security, more background checks. So not only do you make it difficult for people to buy guns, but you also make it more difficult for people to get guns and that sort of thing. And law-abiding citizens should still be allowed to have guns. And then here, we need change? No. America needs change now. America can't lose any more children. So replace the we with America, and that way you have third person case. So if you have any other questions, feel free to email me.